Hey guys, in today's preview we're going to be talking about Zombicide Invader and the details that we know so far. So, Zombicide Invader is a cooperative mission-based sci-fi miniature board game for 1 to 6 players by CMON, coming to Kickstarter April 10th, 2018. You can expect a video on this channel on that day, fully detailing the Kickstarter campaign, what's on offer, where they're headed, and more details about the game specifically. Like other recent Zombicides, its gameplay is fundamental Zombicide gameplay, but with new twists and changes to the rules to make it new and unique. Some of those changes include the targeting priority order, which has been flipped. In Zombicide Invader, the larger, more deadly Xenos are the highest in the targeting order. This is a large change that means it's possible to take down the worst baddies earlier, but harder to control swarms of enemies, as they are now the ones blocked by the tougher enemies. Doors no longer require a die roll, thankfully, and instead can be opened or closed for free during activation. With that, opening doors no longer triggers a spawn, though Xenos appear in greater numbers. Another streamlining feature is the spawn deck was reworked to where each card only features a single type of Xeno, with only the amount spawned changing based on the danger level. Players can now control either soldiers or civilians. Civilians are weaker, but can always find great loot anywhere, while soldiers are stronger, but can only loot in specifically marked supply rooms. The Abomination in this game is not only one of the strongest they've made, but also actively turns the station into a hostile Xeno nest. The Spoiler Abomination, as it's called, was designed to be more of a boss encounter than previous Abominations. It deals a damage of 3, has more spawn cards than previous versions, spreads mold, and is omnipresent. He can only be killed by combining a canister with a player's flamethrower to create hellfire, or they can use the concentrate fire ability. Additionally, Xenos types include workers, which are essentially walkers, tanks who are essentially fatties, and hunters who might be similar to runners. Taking place on a mining facility located on an alien world without oxygen poses whole new scenarios. For instance, to go outside you must equip an oxygen tank, and weapons that use bullets will not work. Inside, there are only short corridors and large open rooms with fewer closed doors. With Xenos pouring in, the configuration of the map is more important than ever. Mold is what turns the Xenos hostile and is how they spread. The Abomination spread this around as it moves, and it is represented as a token. This mold token removes walls and doors, removing the ability to search in that room, and covering up mission objectives, possibly causing a losing condition. Additionally, mold can be either active or inactive. While active, it can also form into a new spawn location. If 2 spawn locations are ever connected by active mold, the mission is lost. Players must use their flamethrowers to deal with the mold. Xenos, in general, are tougher than the regular Zombicide zombies. However, players have new tools at their disposal, such as a concentrated fire skill that allows them to work together to take them down, encouraging more teamwork. There are several different types of rooms, including security rooms and oxygen supply rooms. Oxygen supply rooms are where you find oxygen tanks to allow you to leave the outpost and walk outside on the planet's surface. Supply rooms, as mentioned before, are the only location a soldier can loot. Speaking of loot, the equipment deck has also been designed to include a greater amount of powerful weapons, meaning looting is more useful, though more limited depending on the character you choose to play. However, loot plays a vastly more important role with tougher enemies and specific items needed to leave the facility. Players have access to 2 remotely controlled robots that any player can control from across the board. The Peacekeeper bot and the Falcon Sentry gun can attack Xenos or create noise as needed. So really guys, that's all we know at this point. It's still really early on. Again, there will be more information and you can expect another video on April 10th. If there is a ton more information that's previewed beforehand, I might make another follow-up video before that time, but if nothing else, you'll catch that on that video on April 10th. Now, for me personally, I don't mind a sci-fi setting, and I like the Zombicide gameplay and kind of how that game is structured and how the rules work. So that in a sci-fi setting already kind of excites me. And I actually really dig the art style that they're doing here. So a lot of the heroes have very realistic armor when it comes to the colors and the paddings and stuff like that. It's very much almost like a NASA-styled sci-fi, which is very cool. But then they have these really good splashes of color. Now, as a miniature painter, I'm really excited. There's this one guy I'm going to show you on the screen now who just has a bright red helmet. And that's great. That'll make him pop really good on the table. So I'm really interested in digging into this, both from the gameplay mechanics, the Kickstarter campaign, and the miniatures themselves. So anyway, guys, if you are not subscribed, but you're interested in following along with this, go ahead and click the subscribe button and you can follow the videos as I make them. I'll make at least 2 to 3. Additionally, one will be 48 hours before the Kickstarter is over, so you can also use that as kind of a final synopsis of the campaign, what's on offer, whether or not you want to jump in or not at that time. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick video about Zombicide Invader, and I'll talk to you again soon.